Do you ever feel like you're running on empty? So you rest, you sleep, no matter what you do, you always feel tired. Well, that's what this video is about. I'm going to break it down and give you the step-by-step reasons why, and most importantly, the tools to get better. So let's get started. So patients often say to me, I'm running on empty. Oh God, I just can't get out of bed. What am I going to do? Please help me. They just feel like they've got constant brain fog. I'll give you an example. George, he saw me about 7 years ago. He had cancer actually. So he was battling with that, but he was also running on empty. And Sue, for example, she saw me 10 years ago. She's got brain fog. She says, I've got tingly hands and feet as well, and I just can't get going. And Maggie was another one. She was a busy mum. So she had a child and then she had a second baby, and she was really running on empty. And she's asking me, please, I can't get through the day. I've got things to do. I've got washing and baby things. Help me. She was also feeling anxious and jittery, which is interesting, and we'll get to that later of the reasons why, because there's stages in that exhaustion step process. Do you ever feel like this? Do you ever feel like you're running on empty no matter what you do? You're not getting help? Well, let's get through it. Part 1, mental well-being and fatigue. I've seen thousands of patients. I'm telling you, no matter what they have, cancer, fatigue, sleep issues, skin issues, gut issues, there is always a factor of stress. And this is pretty much underlying it. Over those 20 years, I'll give you a few examples of stories. For example, like Maria, she loves organic food and she loves cooking real food, not much packet stuff, but she's really exhausted. So she had constant infections. She had a cough actually, and she can't get over it. But the most important thing, she comes to me, help me, I've got fatigue, I really need energy. But interestingly, there's that cough too. How's it connected? We'll get into that later. She says, I just need help. I need to sleep. Please, I need more energy. Mary is another example. She's got hair loss. She's freaking out. I mean, who wouldn't freak out? You might joke about my hair, but she's freaking out about hair loss. She's got low energy, but the stress is making the hair loss worse. The stress with the hair loss is making the fatigue worse. And another one, we've got Aaron. He's always getting infections. He's got sinus infections. He's got headaches. He's saying, oh, the pain is so terrible. It's unbearable. Just help me with this. Again, vicious cycle. He loves eating sweets in the evening. He loves eating those packet things, and that just makes it all worse. But he's stuck in the cycle, and I'm feeling, I can just see what needs to be done, and I really know I can help you. So you just have to get that ball rolling in the right direction and break that vicious cycle. So mental well-being is a dynamic state, and it's a combination of stress, nutrients, sleep, lifestyle, of course, and they're all connected like a ball. So fatigue and low mood, it's really, really common around the world and interconnected. A lot of people are feeling these different things, but you might not find the connection of your one thing, of your skin or your gut being connected to that fatigue. So fatigue and low mood, they're really widespread and they're interconnected, and they stem from chronic stress and nutrient deficiencies and poor sleep and lack of physical activity. You can see there's multiple things going on. And you might find for you too that one of these areas might stand out and think, aha, Shannon, you might be right, that is connected. But I can guarantee you, every patient that comes, there's always these multiple things going on to combine to the fatigue. They can come out as feelings of sadness, irritability, disinterested in your daily activities, and they affect millions globally. But addressing these issues holistically is really paramount. I really hope that you can understand how these roots are the cause of your fatigue, and holistic treatment is really the key. So I've got a question for you. What's one thing that makes you feel drained every day? Or what's one thing that really gets to you in the day and makes you feel tired? So have a think about that, or even comment below and share it. Others might find that helpful too. let's get into part 2, the stress response and its role in fatigue, the stress response. So did you know that stress could be silently draining your energy and your mood? And think about this. Are you stressed like Maria, like Mary, or like Aaron? So a lot of people say, no, I'm not stressed. Mary, Aaron, they definitely said that. No, I don't have stress. And that direct question, do you have stress in this busy life that we all have with jobs and kids and activities? No, stress is just part of it. But if we ask different questions, like how many hours do you work a week? How many children do you have? Do you get help doing the dishes or the washing? How do you sleep? We can start to unpack, do you have stress really? So artificial lights, fast foods, standing, artificial cooling, heating, long work hours, they're all contributing to the body's physiological response to demands, and it affects this thing called the HPA axis. That's the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal gland. And this releases cortisol, and the adrenals sit on top of the kidneys. And when you get chronic stress, it's just like milking it constantly, and we run out of energy. We don't have any more to give, and it lowers the mood. Think of it like a car, revving it. So we might want to rev a car to go up a hill. We've got a very big steep hill to get up. We put our foot on the accelerator, rev it, but we don't keep it on there. We might overtake. We might use this acceleration at some point, but we don't keep on revving the car. This is what stress is. We're constantly revving and not stopping. What happens to the car? The motor gets burnt out. It just can't handle that speed and that acceleration constantly. So this is what chronic stress is. And then it's going to disrupt sleep because our body wants to sleep and repair. It impairs brain function. We can't think straight. Those stress hormones are negatively impacting our brain function and our cognition. It increases fatigue by overtaxing our resources. Our nutrients are depleted. We don't have much hormones left, and our body is just trying to get us to sleep. So let me show you on a whiteboard now with some ideas of the stress response. The first response is when we see that tiger. We see that tiger and we run away. So our stress hormones build up and we have enough energy and adrenaline to run away from that tiger. This is okay, but ideally we should go back and rest after that point. We should go back to bed. We should sleep. We should go back to our cave and eat our tiger after we've killed that tiger. But if that tiger is constantly there, we're constantly pumping stress hormones and it continues. We can only do that for so long before it runs out. We start to deplete. The third stage is depletion. The third stage is complete exhaustion, and you may be already there now. So a lot of those patients that I talked about, they were already there. Unfortunately, George had cancer. He was already there. A lot of people are feeling anxious and they may be here. They're looking for that tiger always to run away from. I'll get into that later of the different stages of that. Now think of Maria, that example I gave of a patient. She's constant rocking in her chair and very energetic. Now I see this a lot. This is the adrenaline and this is the stress response. Now I asked Maria, do you feel stressed? No, I'm fine. I'm just exhausted. But looking deeper, is she stressed? She's rocking back. Her stress hormones are really pumping. So as I get to know her more, she really is stressed and she really is burnt out. Now the negative effects, mental, we've got fatigue, reduced motivation. Maria says, I don't feel like doing anything. I just want to crash out. Depressive symptoms, sometimes feeling depressed and brain fog. And physical, weak immunity, always sick, cough constantly, chest infections, sinus infections, and chronic diseases manifest later. Reduce physical endurance as well. And measuring stress, there's basically two ways to measure, two good ways. There's stress questionnaires. I'll get into that in a minute with the DAS questionnaire. And there's also pathology testing. So blood testing for cortisol, minerals, sleep hormones, thyroid function, iron levels. Now let's get into that DAS. I give it to all patients to do. The DAS questionnaire stands for depression, anxiety, and stress, and they're all linked together. Now think of this. Depression, anxiety, stress. Which one would start first? The stress, we're running away from the tiger. Then we're anxious of the tiger. Then we're exhausted and we get depressed and we just can't even run away from the tiger. The tiger comes to eat us. DAS questionnaire is really helpful to work out where are you on that scale. If you've got anxiety, you're almost tipping over to the edge, or have you just got stress humming along and stress hormones humming along? Now, the pathology tests are great to test. Are you low in iron? Is this contributing to fatigue? How are your sleep hormones? Could we get better sleep? So the key fact, chronic stress can increase cortisol levels by 50%, and it really contributes to fatigue and low mood. So I've got a question for you. What's the biggest stressor in your life right now that could be sapping your energy, and how could you remove that? Takeaway, recognizing stress is creating your low energy, and it's really important to address the solution. How can we reduce the stress? Now, part 3, popular nutrients for energy and mood. Could a simple nutrient boost be the solution to your energy? Could we just bring in a nutrient and fix this energy problem? So for all 3 examples that I gave before, Aaron, Mary, Maria, they all responded with extra nutrient care. So just topping it up really helps most people. It could be B vitamins, it could be vitamin C, but generally patients are exhausted at the beginning, they've depleted their nutrients, so topping it up will help. Now I remember Aaron saying, my sinus has improved, definitely. Maria, she was feeling an improvement as well with her cough. Her workmate said, Maria, what are you doing? Your cough is getting better. And Mary, although her hair didn't grow back straight away, she was feeling a noticeable improvement in her sleep and stress response. Nutrients are essential for brain energy, making those neurotransmitters, energy in the cells, and mood adaptation. So addressing the deficiencies really help fatigue and low mood. I explain it to patients like the kitchen cupboard. So think of this analogy. Your kitchen cupboard is full of food. You've got spices and salt and garlic and everything you need to make a great meal. If you keep depleting that and you don't fill it up, what happens? You go to cook a meal, you don't have anything. You might be able to make something, but you're missing the spices, you're missing the cofactors to make a really good meal. And that expresses as fatigue. Your body really needs all the key ingredients to work and make energy. So let's get into a few. Omega-3 fatty acids. So they're in fish, of course, walnuts, flax seeds. They reduce brain inflammation. They support serotonin production, lift your mood. And studies show depressive symptoms are improved by 20 to 30% just by bringing those in. We've got Bs, B6, B12, folate. These are really important for neurotransmitters, dopamine, serotonin. They're going to lift energy as well. Magnesium, it supports over 300 enzyme reactions in your body. So definitely included in the energy mix. It's going to help the nervous system as well. It's going to reduce fatigue and improve sleep. And it'll lift the mood. Vitamin D, excellent. Vitamin D is a hormone. It's going to affect mood, energy, serotonin, immunity. Iron, CoQ10, definitely important for anemia-related fatigue. And it's found in organ meat and it boosts mitochondrial energy. So why they matter? These nutrients give the fuel to repair your body. Remember your car? we've got to help it. We've got to give it the right nutrients. We've got to give it a tune-up now and again. And we've got to give it the right food. The eggs, the spinach, the fish, the salmon. Consider supplements as well, but get the right practitioner care to guide you and give you the right things that you need specifically. A key fact, vitamin D deficiency affects 40% of adults. That's right, 40% of adults, and it's definitely linked to fatigue and low mood. A question for you now. What is a food in your kitchen right now, if you go and look, is the best food that is going to be the most nourishing for you to help you get more energy? So I hope you can go there later on, have this food, and focus more on replenishing your kitchen and your good, high quality, wholesome nutrients that's going to feed your energy. Now let's get to part 4, popular herbal medicines for fatigue and mood. So what if herbs right now in your garden or in your supermarket could help you naturally recharge your energy and lift your mood? All 3 of my patients that I shared, they had different likes and dislikes with herbs. So Maria, she's from South America. She loved herbal taste. She loved liquids and powders. It didn't matter. She was just happy. Whereas Mary, she just hated herb taste. She wanted tablets. Oh, yuck, I can't stand that horrible thing. But Aaron, on the other hand, he just said, give me whatever works. He didn't like it, but he was willing to do it to get the best results. So what would you be willing to do? What would you like to do to get more energy? So give it a go. And herbal medicines really can help. They're adaptogens or calming herbs, and they're natural support for energy and mood and modulating stress responses. So I'll give you a few. Adaptogens. Schisandra. Schisandra is a Chinese herb, and it's known as the 5 taste. I've mentioned it in other videos, but I'll mention it again. 5 taste, sweet, sour, salty, all of those. And it's an amazing herb. It enhances stamina, reduces fatigue. It works on lots of systems. So it works on the liver. It also works on the brain, and it also gives you more energy. So brilliant herb. It's just got those 5 tastes. So whether you have it in a tablet or a liquid, but studies show it definitely increases endurance and mood stability by balancing your stress hormones. Calming and mood supporting herbs. We've got magnolia, brilliant Chinese medicine herb. It's found in many people's gardens. It's got a beautiful white flower and it's a tree. If you're lucky enough to have that, or a neighbor has that and it doesn't have chemicals on it, go for it. It lowers cortisol levels. It stabilizes the mood. Excellent for depression and stress-induced exhaustion. And you can combine it with other herbs as well, create that brilliant synergistic effect. We've got passionflower, passiflora. It boosts GABA levels. So GABA is a neurotransmitter that calms people down, helps with sleep and that nervous system jitteriness. It improves the mood, and it gives people restful sleep. So that helps alleviate fatigue. So clinical trials show it matches some medications for mood support, but you should really consult a practitioner or know what you're doing, because you don't want to interact it with pharmaceuticals. Another one on that topic of interactions is kava. Brilliant herb, helps so many people. It's from Fiji and it's a root, but unfortunately it does interact with some medications. If you're not on any medications and you need stress reduction, it's a great one to try.